What if I told you that the greatest power you could ever possess is invisible? It is not in the size of your bank account. It is not in how loud you can speak. It is not even in the titles or achievements you collect. This power is silent. It does not announce itself, yet it commands attention the moment you enter a room. It does not force respect, yet people feel it instinctively. It is the kind of presence that makes others pause and wonder who you really are. In this video we will uncover the 7 principles that forge this silent power. Principles drawn from ancient philosophy, tested by time, and proven to transform ordinary people into forces of nature. If you are tired of being overlooked, if you want to carry yourself with the quiet strength that no one can ignore, then watch this video until the very end. Each second contains a piece of the puzzle, and if you miss one, the whole picture disappears. If you find value here, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts, and turn on the notification bell. This is more than just a video. It is your blueprint for becoming unshakable. 1. Face reality, stop wishing for easy. The first step to building a mind that no one can ignore is to stop expecting life to be easy. Many people spend their entire lives quietly resenting reality. They hold an unspoken belief that the world should bend to their wishes. They think that if they work hard enough, if they are kind enough, if they follow the rules, life will reward them with comfort and fairness. But life is not a transaction. It does not work like that. The truth is simple, and it can be hard to accept. Life owes you nothing. It does not promise you success because you try. It does not guarantee happiness because you are a good person. It does not care about your comfort, your timing, or your plans. That might sound harsh, but in reality, it is the most liberating truth you will ever learn. When you stop expecting life to be easy, you stop wasting your energy on disappointment. Instead of resisting what is happening, you begin to work with it. You start asking better questions. You start moving with purpose instead of drowning in frustration. You stop fighting reality and begin shaping yourself to meet it head on. The Stoic philosophers understood this better than anyone. They did not wish for calm seas. They trained to navigate the storm. They did not pray for lighter burdens. They built stronger shoulders. They knew that the hardships of life are not obstacles on the path. They are the path itself. Every challenge you face offers you a choice. You can retreat into complaint, hoping someone will fix it for you. Or you can rise to meet it, even if your hands are shaking. The first choice will weaken you over time. The second will shape you into a person the world cannot easily break. The difference lies not in the size of the problem, but in the size of your acceptance. When you fully accept that life is unpredictable and often unfair, you stop demanding that it behave. You become flexible. You adapt faster. You move with clarity instead of confusion. And that adaptability becomes your hidden weapon. Think about it. The people who inspire you the most are rarely those who had an easy path. They are the ones who stood in the fire and did not run. They are the ones who faced loss, failure, and rejection but kept moving anyway. They carry themselves with a quiet confidence because they know something most people do not. They know they can survive whatever comes next. This is the essence of silent power. It is not about controlling the world. It is about mastering yourself within it. When you stop asking for an easy life, you start asking for the strength to handle the one you have. That shift in mindset changes everything. It removes the fear of hardship. It removes the shock of difficulty. And it gives you the focus to act with precision when others are frozen in panic. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop dreaming about a time when everything will finally be smooth. That time does not exist. What does exist is the moment you choose to meet life as it is, without excuses, without bitterness, and without hesitation. The sooner you make that choice, the sooner you will feel the weight of frustration lift from your shoulders. You will still face storms, but you will face them with your feet planted firmly on the ground. You will still encounter setbacks, but you will treat them as training, not as punishment. And little by little, you will build the kind of presence that no one can ignore. 2. Cut the chains that weaken you. If you want to carry silent power, you must be willing to let go of the things that drain it. This means cutting the chains that weaken you. And those chains are not always obvious. Sometimes they look like comfort. Sometimes they look like friendship. Sometimes they even look like love. But anything that slowly erodes your strength is a chain. A bad habit that wastes your time is a chain. A toxic relationship that eats away at your confidence is a chain. A routine that keeps you stagnant instead of challenging you is a chain. The truth is, most people never reach their full potential because they are too afraid to break free. They stay in jobs they hate, relationships that poison them, and patterns that kill their ambition. They tell themselves it is easier this way. They convince themselves that someday, things will improve on their own. But they rarely do. Silent power is not built in comfort. It is built when you decide to stop feeding what is killing you. It is built when you look at your life with brutal honesty and ask, what am I holding onto that is holding me back? That question is dangerous, because once you answer it, you have no excuse left. Cutting chains is not just about removing the obvious problems. It is about going deeper. It is about identifying the subtle addictions that you pretend are harmless. The late nights that leave you too tired to pursue your goals. The constant scrolling that fills your mind with noise instead of focus. The people who only call when they need something but disappear when you do. Breaking free is painful. Your mind will try to convince you to stay where you are. It will whisper that you are safe here. It will remind you of the fear of the unknown. But understand this: those voices are not your allies. They are the prison guards that keep you small. The Stoics would say that a person who cannot control themselves is not free, no matter how much they own. True freedom is not measured by what you have. It is measured by what no longer has you. When you cut the chains, you will feel exposed. You may lose friends. You may lose comfort. You may even lose parts of yourself you thought were permanent. But in that space, something else will grow. Strength. Clarity. Discipline. And here is the secret most people never learn. The more you let go of what weakens you, the lighter you become. The lighter you become, the faster you move. The faster you move, the harder it is for life to pin you down. So take inventory of your life. Identify the chains. Decide which ones you will break first. Then do it without hesitation. Each chain you cut makes your silent power heavier, denser, and impossible to ignore. 3. Train your mind through daily battles. A strong mind is not a gift you are born with. It is something you forge. Not in grand moments that the world applauds, but in the small, unseen battles you fight every single day. These battles happen when no one is watching. They happen when the choice is yours and yours alone. Most people dream of becoming stronger, more disciplined, more in control of their lives. Yet they wait for the perfect moment to start. They tell themselves that once things calm down, once they feel motivated, once the timing is right, then they will begin. But life does not work like that. The perfect moment is an illusion. While they wait, their willpower weakens, and their bad habits tighten their grip. Training your mind starts the instant you stop waiting. It starts when you decide that you will no longer let your emotions dictate your actions. Instead, you choose discipline over impulse, clarity over confusion, and persistence over excuses. You understand that strength is built through repetition, not through rare bursts of inspiration. The best way to do this is by claiming the first minutes of your day. Before the noise of the world finds you, before you check your phone, before you invite distraction, take time for yourself. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Let your thoughts flow without judgment. This is not about meditation for the sake of relaxation. It is about learning that your thoughts are not commands, your feelings are not your master, and your mind is a tool you can direct. Then, every day, step into discomfort on purpose. Do something that forces you to push back against resistance. It might be taking a cold shower when your body craves warmth. It might be starting a workout when your muscles beg for rest. It might be having a conversation you have been avoiding because it feels awkward. Each time you choose discomfort over ease, you are sharpening your mental edge. The value of these daily battles is not just in what they achieve in the moment. Their true power lies in what they teach you about yourself. They prove, again and again, that you can act according to principle rather than emotion. That you can keep your word to yourself even when no one else is watching. That you can rely on your own strength when challenges arise. Over time, these small victories compound. You will notice that you are calmer in stressful situations because you have rehearsed self-control. You are less likely to be overwhelmed by problems because you have trained yourself to face discomfort head-on. You will see opportunities others miss because you have cultivated the discipline to act without hesitation. This is how real mental strength is built. Not in the rare moments when the world demands greatness from you, but in the daily moments when you demand greatness from yourself. If you commit to these daily battles, there will come a day when you stand in the middle of chaos, calm and unshaken, and people will wonder where your strength comes from. The answer will be simple. You earned it, one battle at a time. 4. Turn failure into your greatest teacher. Most people fear failure because they see it as proof that they are not good enough. They avoid risks, they play small, and they stay within the boundaries of what feels safe. But those who understand true strength see failure differently. They see it as a teacher that no book, no lecture, and no easy victory could ever replace. Every setback you face carries a lesson that cannot be learned in comfort. When you fail, you are forced to look at the truth without filters. You see where your skills are weak, where your preparation was lacking, and where your judgment fell short. This knowledge is priceless, because it gives you a clear path to improvement. Success often hides your flaws, but failure shines a light on them. The key is to approach failure with curiosity instead of shame. Ask yourself what it is trying to teach you. Did you underestimate the challenge? Did you rely too much on others instead of yourself? Did you let fear or ego dictate your choices? These questions are not meant to punish you. They are meant to guide you toward the version of yourself who can win next time. History is filled with people who turned devastating failures into turning points. They did not let the loss define them. They used it as fuel. They studied every mistake until they understood exactly what needed to change. Then they returned stronger, sharper, and more determined than ever before. When you make failure your teacher, you no longer fear it. You stop avoiding challenges and start seeking them. You understand that each failed attempt is simply part of the training. It is a rehearsal for the moment you will finally get it right. In time, you will realize that the lessons from your failures are the very foundation of your resilience. They make you calmer under pressure because you have already been through worse. They make you more strategic because you know what does not work. And they make your victories far more meaningful because you know the cost of earning them. So do not run from failure. Stand in front of it. Learn from it. Let it break the parts of you that are weak so that only the strong parts remain. The more you embrace this process, the less anyone will be able to ignore the person you become. 5. Control the storm inside you. Every person carries a storm within. It is made of emotions, impulses, fears, and desires that can rise without warning. Anger can turn your voice sharp. Fear can make your hands shake. Impatience can push you into decisions you will regret. The storm is not always loud on the outside, but inside, it can rage until you lose clarity. True strength is not in controlling others. It is in mastering yourself when that storm begins to build. Anyone can stay calm when life is easy. The real test comes when you are provoked, when your patience is stretched thin, when chaos surrounds you and everything in you wants to react. In that moment, the one who controls the storm inside holds the greatest power. The first step is awareness. You cannot control what you do not notice. Pay attention to the signs of your storm. It might be the tension in your chest, the rush of heat to your face, or the rapid rhythm of your thoughts. These are signals that your emotions are preparing to take over. The sooner you see them, the sooner you can intervene. Next comes the choice. You decide whether to feed the storm or calm it. Feeding it means giving in to anger, fear, or pride. Calming it means taking a breath before you speak, pausing before you act, and remembering the bigger picture. This is not weakness. It is the highest form of discipline, because you are proving that you are the master, not the storm. There are countless ways to train this control. You can practice deep breathing when you feel irritation rising. You can visualize yourself as a still rock in the middle of violent waves. You can train your mind to focus on solutions instead of problems. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen your ability to stay steady no matter what comes. Over time, this mastery becomes visible to others. They will see that you do not panic under pressure. They will notice that you listen before you react, that you are not easily provoked, and that you keep your clarity when others are losing theirs. This quiet control commands respect without you ever asking for it. When you control the storm inside you, the outside world loses its power to shake you. Chaos may roar, people may push, and circumstances may change in an instant, but your center remains unbroken. This is the kind of strength that cannot be ignored, because it is the kind of strength that cannot be taken away. 6. Stand like a rock in chaos. In times of chaos, most people look for someone to follow. They search for a steady presence, a voice that cuts through the noise, a figure that does not bend when the world feels like it is falling apart. If you can be that person, you will hold a rare kind of influence. It does not come from force. It comes from stability. To stand like a rock is not to be cold or unfeeling. It is to remain grounded when the winds of fear and confusion sweep through everyone else. It is to hold your position while others are pushed around by panic and doubt. This is not about resisting change. It is about anchoring yourself so deeply in your principles that no wave can pull you away from them. This kind of steadiness is built long before the crisis arrives. It begins in the way you handle small disruptions in daily life. When plans change unexpectedly, do you react with frustration or adapt with calm? When someone speaks to you with anger, do you rise to meet their fire or do you keep your voice even? Each small test you pass is a stone added to the foundation that will hold you firm in greater storms. Standing like a rock also means becoming a point of trust for others. People feel safe around those who do not crumble under pressure. They will turn to you when they are lost, not because you have all the answers, but because you have the presence to think clearly and act wisely. Your calm becomes contagious. In a sea of chaos, you become the island where others can rest. But stability is not passive. It requires active strength. You must train your mind to see clearly even when emotions are high. You must control your own fears before you can calm the fears of others. You must be willing to hold your ground when taking the easy path would win you temporary comfort but cost you your integrity. When you live this way, you stop being easily shaken. Bad news no longer throws you off course. Unexpected challenges no longer make you question your direction. You remain where you choose to be, not where the winds push you. People notice this, and it draws them to you without you needing to demand their attention. In a world that often feels unstable, the person who stands like a rock becomes a rare and invaluable presence. When you hold your ground in chaos, you do more than protect yourself. You become a living example of strength for everyone around you. That is a power no one can ignore. 7. Let discipline drive, not motivation. Motivation is a wave. It rises high and makes you feel unstoppable, then it crashes and leaves you with nothing. If you rely only on motivation to act, you will move forward in bursts and then stand still for long stretches. That is why those who achieve lasting strength do not let motivation take the lead. They let discipline drive. Discipline is the ability to show up and do the work whether you feel like it or not. It is the quiet force that carries you forward on days when you are tired, distracted, or uninspired. Motivation may help you start, but discipline is what keeps you going long enough to see results. Think of any master in any field. They do not practice only when the mood strikes them. They have a schedule and they follow it. They train when it rains, when it is cold, when no one is watching, and when every part of them wants to stay in bed. Their discipline makes their progress inevitable. The problem with relying on motivation is that it depends on how you feel. Your emotions change by the hour. Discipline, on the other hand, is not emotional. It is a decision you have already made. You commit to it once, and then you follow through no matter what your feelings tell you in the moment. Building discipline starts with small promises to yourself. Wake up at the same time each day. Complete the workout you planned. Finish the task you said you would. Do it even if the excitement is gone. Do it because you said you would. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your self-respect, and that self-respect makes discipline easier to sustain. Over time, discipline becomes part of who you are. You no longer have to negotiate with yourself each morning. You simply act, because action is what you do. The results pile up, and others may think you are lucky or gifted. But you will know the truth. You were simply consistent when they were not. When you let discipline drive, you remove the question of whether you will act today. The only question becomes how well you will do the work. That is the difference between those who dabble in success and those who build it into the foundation of their lives. You have now walked through 7 principles that hold the kind of power the world cannot overlook. Each one is simple to understand, yet demands strength to live by. They are not quick tricks. They are not secrets you can use once and forget. They are lifelong disciplines that shape you into someone unshakable. Think of what you have in your hands now. You know how to build wisdom and inner strength through calm. You understand how to move in harmony with nature instead of forcing against it. You see the value of humility, of stripping life back to what truly matters, of knowing when enough is enough, of leading with compassion, of training your mind every single day, of turning failure into a teacher, of mastering your inner storms, of standing firm in chaos, and of letting discipline drive you forward no matter how you feel. These are not just ideas to admire. They are actions to take. They will not transform you in one night, but they will change the course of your life if you live them daily. And when you do, you will discover a power that is silent yet undeniable, a presence that commands respect without asking for it. The world may try to pull you off course. People may doubt you. Circumstances may test you. But if you hold these principles, you will not just survive those moments. You will rise through them. You will become the steady hand in a restless world, the calm voice in the noise, the rock in the storm. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these principles speaks to you the most? Which one will you start practicing today? Leave your thoughts in the comments, because your story might inspire someone else who needs to hear it. If you found value in what you heard, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who could use a little more strength in their life, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss what comes next. And make sure to turn on the notification bell, because there is so much more ahead that will challenge you, guide you, and help you become everything you are capable of being. Your journey is yours to take. The principles are here for you. Live them, and you will carry a power no one can ignore.